Today we're going to read Too Many Frogs by Sandy Asher, illustrated by Keith Graves. Look at all those silly frogs. Rabbit lived by himself in a hollow of an old tree. He cooked for himself. He tidied up after himself, and at the end of the day, he read himself a story. It was a simpler way of life. No fuss, no clutter, and Rabbit liked it. But one rainy evening, he heard a knockety-knockety-knock knocking on his door.
"It's Froggy," croaked a deep voice. "Don't care for this storm."
Rabbit opened the door. "I was about to read myself a story."
"Love to listen," Froggy cried,
and hopped right inside.
"Don't mind, do you?"
"I suppose not," Rabbit said. So Froggy listened while Rabbit read his story.
"Well done," he cheered when Rabbit finished. "The storm's ended too. Thanks for your kindness. Totally do."
The next evening, as usual, Rabbit finished dinner, tidied up, and sat down to read himself a story. Before he could begin, he heard a knockety-knock on his door.
"It's Froggy,"
croaked a deep voice. Rabbit opened the door. "I was about to read myself a story."
"I know,"
croaked Frog and hopped right inside. "Love to listen, but first, let's fix ourselves a snack. Or 3. Do you mind?" "I suppose not," said Rabbit. So Froggy hopped and popped and whipped and flipped and mixed and fixed a snack or 3. Too much fuss, Rabbit thought. Look at what he's eating. Not the healthiest of snacks. But Froggy listened while Rabbit told his story.
"Well done," he cheered when Rabbit was finished. "Snack's gone too. Thanks for your kindness. Totally do."
The next evening, Rabbit finished dinner, tidied up, sat down to read himself a story. But before he began, there was the same knockety-knocking on his door.
"It's Froggy," said the familiar voice.
Rabbit opened the door. "I was about to read myself the read." He began. "I know," cried Froggy, and hopped right inside.
"About to read yourself a story. Love to listen, but first, let's get ourselves all comfy and cozy. Don't mind, do you?"
"I suppose not," said Rabbit. Do you think Rabbit minds? I think he does. But he's saying he doesn't. So Froggy fluffed and puffed and mooshed and smooshed and piled up pillows and pillows and billows. Billows of pillows. Too much clutter, Rabbit thought. But Froggy listened while Rabbit read the story.
"Well done," he cheered when Rabbit finished. "Bedtime too. Thanks for your kindness. Totally do."
The next evening, Rabbit finished up dinner, tidied up, and sat down to read himself a new story. Before he could begin, there was a knocking on the door.
"It's Froggy."
Rabbit opened the door. "I know," Froggy cried before Rabbit could say a single word.
"You were about to read yourself a story, Rabbit. Love to listen. But first, Rabbit, meet the family.
Been telling them all about you and your stories. Love to join us. Don't mind, do you?" Rabbit looked at Froggy's family. Big frogs, little frogs, dozens and dozens, all wearing t-shirts that said Frog Family Reunion. Too many frogs, he thought. Too much fuss, too much clutter. "But I do mind, Froggy," he said at last.
"You do?"
Froggy asked. "I never invited you in," Rabbit explained. "I never invited you to fix a snack. I never invited you to get all comfy and cozy. And I never invited your family to join you, so I do mind very much indeed."
"Uh-oh," croaked Froggy. "This will never do. Thanks for your kindness. Totally do."
Alone at last, Rabbit sat down to read himself a story. For one anxious moment, he waited for the knocking at the door, but it never came. don't mind, do ya? He asked himself with a chuckle. Most certainly don't, he said again, and he read himself a story. It was a good story. But something was missing. Snacks made a story good, he thought. So he fixed himself a snack and read on. It was a good story. But something was missing. Pillows make for a good story, he thought. So he fluffed himself a pillow and read on. It was an exceptionally good story, but something was missing. What's missing? Rabbit blinked once. He blinked twice, then he sighed. It's Froggy, he told himself at last. He loves to listen. Rabbit opened his door. There sat Froggy and his family, waiting patiently to say they were sorry.
Never meant to be rude, Froggy said. Brought you a t-shirt. Frog Family Reunion.
Thank you, Rabbit said. I was about to read a story. Would you like to join me?
Love to listen, cried the frogs.
They all hopped. Big frogs, little frogs, dozens and dozens. Rabbit offered them a snack or 3 and helped them fluff their pillows. Then every frog listened while Rabbit read a story.
Well done,
they cheered when he finished. So many frogs, Rabbit thought. So much fuss, so much glitter. But it was a different way of life, and Rabbit liked it. The end. What did you think of that story? Yeah, what was your favorite part? So Rabbit read a story, right? The frog who invited himself over to listen. I liked when all the frogs showed up. I thought that was pretty funny. Do you think it's nice to invite yourself somewhere, somebody else's house, without being invited? How Froggy did? No, not really. You should really, it's more polite to wait to be invited. Unless it's a really, really close friend. But Froggy didn't really know Rabbit. Well, I hope you enjoyed the book. One more question. Can you remember one thing that Frog did when he was at Rabbit's house? Yeah, he had a snack or 3. Thanks for reading with me. Bye.